UFC fighters Jon Jones and Daniel Cormier have been fined for their pre-fight brawl at the MGM Grand Hotel and Casino Las Vegas. I'm Antonita Collins with your ESPN headline. Jones was fined by the Nevada Athletic Commission $50,000 and ordered 40 hours of community service. Cormier was fined $9,000 and ordered 20 hours of community service. For more on this, we are joined by ESPN MMA writer Brett Okamoto. Brett, why the differing punishments for each fighter?
Well, different punishments for a couple of reasons. Different fight purses for both guys, and also just different methods the commission's used to reach those fines. Typically, what happens when a commission fines an athlete, they take a certain percentage of a fight purse, whether the fight's already happened or it's going to happen. They take a certain percentage of it. That is the fine. But with Jon Jones's case, his attorney argued that you shouldn't take a percentage of his purse because he's making substantially a larger amount of money than Daniel Cormier is in this situation. So, bottom line, in a nutshell, the commission felt that $50,000 sent a statement to other athletes that said, we don't tolerate this. If you do this in our state, we believe a $50,000 fine is appropriate. Now, with Cormier, his fine was actually based off of his fight purse. He is scheduled to make $90,000 base pay when he fights Jon Jones on January 3rd. So they took 10% of that, and that's how you get $9,000 for Cormier.
Brett, you were at the hearing in Vegas. What was the overall mood for each fighter?
Yeah, I wouldn't say there was an overall mood necessarily. Both guys came in hat in hand, as you would expect them to. They were sitting in front of a commission who had the authority to fine them hundreds of thousands of dollars if they wished to. They had the authority to cancel the fight and not license them to compete in Las Vegas on January 3rd. So, of course, these guys were going to come in and they were going to be apologetic. They were going to be contrite and say that they regretted the incident. I think at the end of the day, both of them came in knowing what this was, that they had to sit through this, they had to get through it. Hopefully it didn't take too much of a financial burden to them, and then they can move on and fight each other in January.
Now, Jones did mention that he lost his Nike sponsorship as a result of this incident. Moving forward, how has this altercation affected the perception of both fighters?
Yep, that was according to Jones, that he lost the Nike sponsorship from this. And certainly, potential sponsors might look at this brawl and say, hey, this is not something that I want to associate my brand with. But I got to say that at the end of the day, I think when all the chips are on the table and you look at the big picture, this is not a big negative thing in either of their careers. I think when you look back on it, you're not going to see this big negative blip in the radar when it comes to Jon Jones and Daniel Cormier. They heighten their awareness in the minds of a lot of people. They're in the mainstream media because of this brawl. It's not something that they want to do again anytime soon, but I don't think it's going to result in a hugely negative era of their career.
Once again, ESPN MMA writer Brett Okamoto with the insight. For more on this story, read about it right here on ESPN.com.